The drug epidemic in the U.S. has become even more deadly in recent years, and substance abuse has taken a significant toll on families across the country. Over 110,000 people died of an overdose in 2022, more than any other year. Fentanyl plays a major role in the crisis. Two-thirds of overdose deaths are tied to the drug. And in a recent poll from KFF, it shows how this impacts families. Now, more than a quarter of adults say they or a family member have been addicted to prescription painkillers. And nearly 1 in 10 adults have lost a loved one to an overdose. And it is not just prescription overdoses. Now, alcohol use disorder is on the rise. The rate of deaths caused by alcohol jumped 26% during the pandemic. More than half of Americans say that someone in their family has been addicted to alcohol. So joining us this morning is Jim Griffis, CEO of Beaches Recovery. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we know addiction affects families and can have an impact on the whole family. Can you speak a little bit more on why that is?
Well, if you look at the family system and you have someone in there who is addicted to drugs, it just flows through the whole family. As the person gets worse, it never gets better. It might get better for a little while, but then invariably it gets worse. The family tries to help, and many times the help that they're giving is just really part of the problem, because as long as the person gets support for his addiction, he's probably not going to be in the mood to get any better in the recovery sense. It's important that the family realize that they're part of the problem and it's a family disease. And the problem is if a person gets help, goes away, goes to rehab and comes back, well, the family's not used to dealing with a member of the family who's different now. And they're used to dealing with him when he was drunk, him or her. And what happens is it just creates problems for the recovering person as well as the family. Lots of frustration. And the key to it is having the whole family get some help. And that's through, therapy, family therapy, and then, of course, Al-Anon Family Services, which is an organization that's for families and friends of alcoholics and addicts. And there's help and hope for the whole family if the whole family realizes that it's going to be a family affair going forward.
And a lot of people just don't understand addiction or how someone can even become addicted to a substance. Can you explain why that is and how someone can become an addict?
Well, science has proved that there is a predisposition to addiction that is involved with genetic disorder, and it's very hidden until it's activated, and many times it's activated by the first time a person drinks or takes a drug. Many times we find that people who come from an addiction family will do one of two things when they grow up. They'll either become addicted, they'll marry someone who's addicted, or they'll have severe mental issues. So that's why the family getting better is so essential to success.
So let's say a family member has a loved one who is struggling right now. How should that family member go and try to intervene? What are the first steps?
Well, the first step should be professional help. A therapist who's familiar with addiction is essential. It's important to stop the process before it gets beyond recovery. Many times, they have what they call the bottom of the suffering addict or alcoholic. Many times that bottom is death, and that's what's terrible. I've been in this field for over 4 decades, and I've never seen an epidemic like we're having right now. I remember in the 80s, the crack epidemic was a big deal, and it was, but it's nothing like what's going on now, because what happens with fentanyl is put in all the other different drugs. So it's not just they're going out and getting fentanyl, they're going out and buying marijuana and other things. and fentanyl has been ingested into it. So the most important thing is to get someone wanting to get help before it becomes, so severe. And one of the ways is just to, well, that's what we do. Our admissions department will assess the situation with you and tell you what we recommend.
Well, thank you so much, Jim Griffis. This is such an important topic, and I know it's going to help so many families at home with loved ones who are suffering right now. So we thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after the break.